Well, good morning. I want to thank you for being here, and I want to challenge you to do something. Stay to eat sandwiches. I was told we have way too many. Way too many. So be sure and stay for those. We also over there have our senior tables set up, and there's some pretty cool ones. If you did not get to sign their Bibles, I'm going to ask the seniors to take their Bibles and put them back on the table after services. So go over there, sign the Bibles, leave them a thought, and I know that they'll appreciate that. Well, first thing I want to say is congratulations, class of 2011. It's been a long road, hasn't it? But you made it. I've been on many long roads. High school, college. Thought I was done with college, but now I'm back in. And maybe I can get an amen when I'm done with that, finally. But today is about honoring you. But there's some lessons that I think you should know. But I want us to all understand that these lessons that I'm going to share with our seniors, these lessons aren't just for them. It's for the whole church body. There's things that we all need to know. I want you to know if you're ever going to make it in life, then you need to remember that Jesus will not be found in the sky above you, but on the road beneath you. It seems to me that those are the words that today's graduates or anyone else who has ever graduated can and should remember. After all, this is a time of transition. Graduation has always been a time of change. Those we honor today, especially those who will be receiving their high school diploma, are being forced into a world that is very both unfamiliar and uncomfortable. It is a world that has the potential to absolutely scare them to death. Those things upon which they have been so accustomed will soon be gone. And the physical presence of what it means to have in your lives, what it means to have order, will soon vanish. This is the time when all forms and structures that have helped them deal with their life for so long will be put to a test. You know, studies prove that 5 to 6 years after graduation are the most pivotal point in a person's life. So the question we have is, how do we as individuals get the most out of those most pivotal 5 to 6 years of our life? Our main text comes to us from Mark 12, 28 through 32. In this passage, a teachable scribe, or what we might call a theological scholar, is having a friendly conversation with Jesus. And here's how it goes. One of the teachers of the law came and heard them debating. Noticing that Jesus had given them a good answer, he asked him, "Of all commandments, which is the most important?" "The most important one," answered Jesus, "is this: Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. The second is this: love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these." "Well said, teacher," the man replied. "You are right in saying that God is the one, and there is no other but him. To love him with all your heart, with all your understanding, with all your strength, and to love your neighbor as yourself is more important than all burnt offerings and sacrifices." Basically, what I want you to get from this passage is that our focus should be on our heart, our soul, our mind, our strength. And we have to have the courage to love God and love others. As kids, I'm sure we have all heard the story of a girl who wound up in Oz. The main character, Dorothy, lives on a farm in Kansas until a cyclone arrives. It picks her, her house, her dog, and deposits them in the land of Oz. Things in Oz are strange but also beautiful. But Dorothy just wants to get back home. Later on in the story, she's helped by the good witch of the north. But she's also in trouble with the wicked witch of the west, who seeks revenge for the death of her sister, the wicked witch of the east, for which she blames Dorothy. Wishing to return, she begins to travel to Emerald City, where the great wizard lives. And on her way, she meets a scarecrow who needs a brain, a tin man who wants a heart, and a cowardly lion who desperately needs courage. They all hope the Wizard of Oz will help them before the Wicked Witch of the West catches up with them. The main point is, just like our seniors, Dorothy was forced into a world that was very unfamiliar and very uncomfortable. The term "we ain't in Kansas anymore" came from that. We can learn many things from the characters of the Wizard of Oz. The first character I want to talk about is the Scarecrow. We know that from this story, all the Scarecrow wanted was he just wanted a brain. You know, that's what I want too. I just want a brain. Come on, that's where you're supposed to laugh. You know, Colossians, I'm just testing you, see if you're awake. Colossians 3:1-2 states, "Since then you have been raised with Christ. Set your hearts on things above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God. Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. Set your minds on things that are above, contrast with the things that are here on earth." And refers to the fact that we should be pursuing a deeper knowledge of Christ himself and all that belongs with living for him and with him. This would include seeking first the kingdom and living a worthy life of his name. We have to pursue the deeper knowledge of Christ himself and all that comes along with it. In 1 Peter 1-13, or 1:13, it says, "Therefore, with minds that are alert and fully sober, set your hope on the grace to be brought to you when Christ is revealed at his coming. The fullness of grace and its complete work will come only when Jesus returns. And believers are to long for that day." Amen? We're to long for that day. We are to do this by thinking rightly about reality and living sober-minded and sensible lives in this present age. big